everybody, and welcome again to Mirror TV's high school football show, week number 9. Getting down in the nitty-gritty. I think we have one more week next week, and then the playoffs will start. My name is Franco. I am now officially Neil Rudell. I think other than he's an executive producer in this show, and I think he just has name only. Joined again by Mike Boytim, our beat writer for high school football. We're going to look at 4 games this week, a couple with kind of postseason implications on it. The first one we're going to talk about, Mike, 3-5 Altoona at a very good 7-1 State College team. What are you looking at in that game?
Well, it could be a matchup that we see again in the district championship. But to have that happen, Altoona has to win this game or win next week against Harrisburg. And Harrisburg has already beaten State College because Mifflin County has passed Altoona in the district ranking. So as of right now, Mifflin County would play State College in the district championship game. It's the renewal of a long rivalry, and Coach Lintal and Coach Felix actually know each other pretty well.
They're about the same age, too. Yeah.
They had talked coaching strategy before they knew they were going to be playing each other. There's going to be a story in Thursday's Mirror about that. You know, Altoona's going to have to play its best game of the season to come out on top in this one.
And Mifflin County, they have the same record, but they have more points, correct?
Mifflin County's 4-4.
Oh, they are 4-4, which is
they've won 4 straight.
Wow, and they lost to State College like 35-12 the second game of the season. So yeah, Altoona faces a tall task. We'll see how that works out. Our other game's a pretty good game. Chestnut Ridge 8-0 at Bishop Guilfoyle 5-3. And Chestnut Ridge is pretty much just steamrolled through their season. BG not in this kind of position where they kind of have to win now. I mean, they're probably still going to make the playoffs, I would think.
They'll make the playoffs.
But they could be on the road a lot.
And this could be their 3rd loss in a row if they don't come out on top.
Yeah.
And they have to, right now they're the 5th seed in 1A, which
8 make it, right?
12 make it.
Wow.
But in fairness, in years past, Bishop Guilfoyle hasn't always been the top seed, and they play higher competition. They don't play single A teams throughout the year. So whether they're on the road or at home, they're still going to be a favorite in the playoffs. But it's a big test against Chestnut Ridge and Logan Pfister. He can throw the ball, he can run the ball, and he's had a really great season for Max Shoemaker and the Lions.
And doesn't Chestnut Ridge have like Richland next week?
Yes, if Chestnut Ridge gets through this and Richland beats Bedford this week, it'll be a matchup of unbeatens for the Laurel Highlands Conference Championship at Ridge next week.
And who's BG play next week then?
BG closes out the season against...
I'm putting Mike on the spot here.
Yeah,
I'm just curious just because of... I don't think there's a chance they could go.
I believe they play McCourt.
Okay,
they play McCourt.
Well, that's a rivalry. They should still, even if they would lose it, they could go to the place at 6-4 at least. So you would have there. Another good game we have on here. Hey, we only pick the best games for this show. Let me tell you, Tussey Mountain 7-1 at Bellwood Inn is 7-1. And when's the last time that this game at this point of the season had that much meaning? We always knew Bellwood was always good. The coach Savasante, who I hope I got that name right this week, he's got a 7-1 Titans team going into Bellwood, and I'm guessing those guys aren't afraid.
Yeah, and that's another story we have in Thursday's paper is who would have looked at this game at the beginning of the season and thought, wow, this is going to be a big game. Well, apparently Tussey Mountain did because Coach Savasante is not surprised by how they are playing. He said he saw in summer that they had the potential to do this. Now, he credits Bellwood. He says that they're a great program. He said that's what they're striving to be. Tussey wants to be like Bellwood. So this is going to be a big test for them. And he says, he's hoping that they come out on top, but as long as they play their best game and he doesn't wake up Saturday with any regrets, he'll be happy.
And I wrote my little notes cheat sheet down here. Tussey wins and wins next week, they get the ICC. But if Bellwood wins Friday night, they get the ICC.
Yeah, Bellwood will win outright if they win. But Tussey Mountain has to win this week and still beat Moshannon Valley next week because right now Bellwood's undefeated in the ICC. Their only loss is to Tyrone.
Beginning of the season. And then our last game we're looking at, it's Central 3-5 and Huntington 3-5, but it's an eliminator game the way Mike looks at it because
if there's only one spot left, pretty much in Class 3A for the playoffs, and Tyrone has that spot right now. Tyrone is 4-4, Central's 3-5, Huntington's 3-5, playing each other this week. Huntington's in a pretty good spot because if they beat Central, they get Tyrone next week. So if they win that game, they could sneak into the playoffs. Central, if they win this week, they play Hollidaysburg next week, and they would get a lot of points from beating a 5A school, and they could pass Tyrone if they win that game.
And I'm trying to think, when's the last time that these two teams played each other and they were both under 500?
And when's the last time that Central, Tyrone, Huntington didn't make playoffs? Two of these three teams are not going to make the playoffs this year.
But that about wraps up our show. We're hoping that there were really cool graphics at the beginning of this. We don't know. We're still working on that production budget. But tune again next week, because next week Mike's going to have a clear playoff picture to talk about, and as far as conference picture to talk about. And also, Mike does not like the Broncos Cup, but I love my Broncos Cup. It's vintage. I go to a yard sale for like $1. I love stuff like that. But for Mike Boytim and for our executive producer, Neil Rudell, who we did invite to crash the party, and he didn't, my name is Scott Franco. Thanks for watching Mirror TV. Take care.